Okay guys, so tomorrow, October 5th, which is a Friday, we will be getting a roster update in MLB The Show, but we will also be getting what looks to be the final Player of the Month set for the entire season. We won't get a Player of the Month set for October because we're going to be getting like a postseason program that highlights all the postseason guys. So September is going to be the final Player of the Month set that we get, so we'll get new packs, we'll get the guys on the market, we'll get a new ultimate reward, new program, all that type of stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, taking a look back at some of the Player of the Months throughout the year, Didi, everybody knew he was going to get his on the first month of the season. The Verlander one was a little surprising to a lot of people because he already had a diamond in the game. Paul Goldschmidt, in my opinion, the worst Player of the Month reward they had, just because, you know, we already have a diamond Goldschmidt. We don't need another diamond hitting first baseman. Spread the wealth a little bit. Matt Carpenter was a really good one. He is technically a first baseman, but the fact is he can play second baseman, and there's no second baseman that really match his power. And then David Peralta. This is a really good card, really good power, good hitter. Not the best fielding and speed, but at the end of the day, he's going to be a really nice hitter. But I mean, at the end of the day, all the rewards were good. They're just some that I wish we would have gotten more than others. Like, I wish we would have got a different one for May, and I wish we would have got a different one for June. But either way, those are long in the past. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my predictions on who I think might be getting the Player of the Month set for September. Now remember, these don't have any impact on like investments or anything like that. These are literally just some players that I want to highlight, that I want to talk about, who I think could possibly get a card. I'm probably not going to cover every single person who had a great month of September, so if you have somebody on your list that I don't talk about here, leave it down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to check it out. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my predictions. So let's go. So I just want to point out really quick that the guys who won the Player of the Month in the MLB for September was Christian Yelich in the National League and Mike Trout in the American League. I do not think either of them are going to get a Player of the Month card. Christian Yelich may be a little bit surprising for you guys to hear that. The reason I say Christian Yelich is not going to get a Player of the Month card is because later on in October, we are going to have the show's finest program, which is going to highlight the best players of the entire season through 2018, and they're going to get like super diamond cards. Christian Yelich is going to be one of those cards. He is the National League MVP. He's going to be that. So I doubt they would give him a diamond Player of the Month reward if they're just going to give him another super diamond a couple weeks from now. And Mike Trout, he just got an immortal. Mike Trout doesn't need another card. You're not gonna release an immortal Mike Trout and then release like a 94 Mike Trout. Like, Mike Trout's not gonna get one. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the starting pitchers though, of the guys that I actually do think could get cards. And I think one guy that could possibly get a card is going to be Walker Buehler from the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's very possible that Walker Buehler could also be upgraded to a gold in the roster update as well. But Walker Buehler has been electric for the Dodgers this season. I think without this guy, the Dodgers may not even make the postseason. He was so consistent. He was able to lock down that rotation for them, especially in the month of September where they really needed him, and he performed, man. In the month of September, he had a 1.95 ERA in 5 games started, 32.1 innings pitched. He gave up 17 hits, 7 earned runs. He had an average against of 152 and a whip of 0.8. He struck out 42 batters and only walked 9. So, like I said, in a very, very close race in the month of September, even when the Diamondbacks were still in it, the Rockies and the Dodgers were battling it out every single day, and Walker Buehler, you could count on this guy to come out every 5 days, and he would get the job done. He pitched so well in the month of September, also as a rookie, so I think you could even bring his clutch up. Not to mention, he also pitched in game 163, which still technically counts as a regular season game, so the stats off that should count. So I think in a big, it's not necessarily win or go home, but it's like, you know, in a division clinching game where you either get the wild card or the division, he performed extremely well. I think you give this guy a very high clutch rating. I think you give him some nice hits and Ks per 9. I think this guy should get a Player of the Month card. The other starting pitcher I have is actually going to be from the National League as well, and I truthfully don't know how Marquez won National League Pitcher of the Month over Hendricks. Like, I'm not saying, like, you know, maybe DeGrom could have won or whatever, but if you're just looking at those two guys, Hendricks had him beat in almost like every statistical category. So I don't know how he didn't win National League Player of the Month with the month of September that Kyle Hendricks had. He had a 1.79 ERA, and by the way, this is similar to Walker Buehler. The Cubs were battling with the Cardinals and the Brewers every single day in the month of September. So you have to keep in mind that that this is a big playoff race. These guys are fighting for playoff spots. You know, they're really going out of their way to try to win every game, and Kyle Hendricks really performed when they needed to. So like I said, 1.79 ERA in 6 starts, 40.1 innings pitched. He had 11 earned runs, 30 strikeouts to 6 walks. He had a 211 average against and a 0.92 whip. So once again, just like I said with Walker Buehler, they pitched so well down the stretch when their teams really needed to rely on them. You know, these are not easy games. September is the most important month of the season. Obviously, games in April and May, all those still count, but at the end of the day, like, these games have so much more intensity, and for Kyle Hendricks to come out and pitch as electric as he did and put up the numbers that he did, I think he should definitely be deserving of a Player of the Month card. Okay, and the last pitcher I'm going to talk about with you guys is Knable from the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I truthfully think that he could be the ultimate Player of the Month reward. I think he could be the big diamond on the face of the program, because, you know, we haven't had a reliever yet. We've only had one starting pitcher. Everybody else has been a bat. I think people would probably want a bat more than this card, but if you really look at what he did in the month of September, he was lights out. Easily, in my opinion, the reliever of the month in the NL. So just starting it off, he didn't allow a single run in over 15 innings pitched out of the bullpen. 15 innings and no earned runs. That is insane. Also, he struck out 32 batters and walked 3. 32 strikeouts to 3 walks in 15 innings. Hits and Ks per 9 should be like 115. The walks per 9 should be in the 70s, whatever. This card, like, if you take a look at his live series card right here, you could buff the hell out of this guy and make him easily a 92 or a 93 for a Player of the Month this month. He also had a 102 average against, a 0.52 walks. He only gave up 5 hits. 5 hits, 3 walks. That is 8 base runners just off those, and 32 strikeouts in 15 innings. Knable had, in my opinion, the best month out of any reliever in the National League. He should easily be a diamond in this Player of the Month set, and I honestly think he could be the top reward that we get. By the way, he's not necessarily the Brewers closer, but he did go 2 for 2 on save opportunities as well, if that means anything for clutch. I don't know, just saying. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and move to the hitters. The rest of this video is literally only going to be talking about position players. Tommy Pham. It's been kind of an interesting year for Tommy Pham. Obviously, he started with the Cardinals. He was, you know, supposed to have a lot better of like a first half than he actually did, and then he was traded away from the Cardinals over to the Tampa Bay Rays, and then he really performed well with the Tampa Bay Rays. Maybe it was just a change of scenery that he needed. I don't know if there was an issue with the front office or what, but Tommy Pham really put it together in the month of September, and, you know, everybody kind of forgets that the Rays won like 90 games, and, you know, they didn't make the playoffs because they're in the division of a team that already won 100 games. Like, 2 teams did that. I made that way more complicated than it needed to be. I'm sorry. But anyway, Tommy Pham had a great month of September. He hit 368 with a 475 on base percentage, a 705 slugging, and a 1.180 OPS. OPS almost at 1200 for Tommy Pham. He's got to have some power on this Player of the Month card if he's going to get it. He also had 35 hits in 26 games. He was just all over the field, hitting the ball everywhere. 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, 6 triples in the month of September, 5 doubles. So extra base hits, average, everything was going right for Tommy Pham. I think he could definitely get a Player of the Month card. And it would probably say led the entire majors with 6 triples in the month of September. So that's probably what his card art would say. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, Yankees fans, obviously you guys knew we were going to talk about your boy Luke Voit. I definitely think that he should be getting a Player of the Month card with what he was able to do in the month of September. Obviously the wild card game will have no impact on what the Player of the Month card of him would look like, but I'm pretty sure I was playing a doubleheader at softball last night, so I didn't get to see most of the game, but I do know that Voit did do something. It was like a double or a triple or something like that drove in a couple, so that was big time. But in the month of September, he went off, man. He had a 333 average, a 414 on base percentage, a 736 slugging, and an OPS of 1150. He had 10 home runs, 22 RBIs. He struck out 27 times to 11 walks, so the vision might be a little bit low, but he had 29 hits in the month of September. You know, this guy deserves a player of the month card. I honestly feel like it'll probably be a gold with like decent to high power, and then maybe low fielding, low speed, whatever, because he's not really known for that. He's more of a DH type of guy. But yeah, I think we'll probably see a gold player of the month card for Luke Voit. And for the other side of New York, I think Michael Conforto can also get a player of the month card. Now, obviously, the Mets weren't really in contention in the month of September, so the games weren't as high intensity as some of the other teams and some of the other players that I have on this list, but that doesn't matter when it comes to the numbers that Michael Conforto put up in the month of September, guys. He had 286, which isn't the greatest average ever, but still 365 on base, 616 slugging, and a 981 OPS. He had 32 hits in the month, 8 doubles, 9 home runs, and 29 RBIs. He also had a stolen base in there. Hey, good for him. But he had 112 at-bats in the month of September. He was hitting the ball all the time when he got up. I do think he will probably get a gold to go with Luke Voit. You know, there are guys who are slugging and have a way better average than Conforto this month, but I still think Conforto should be recognized. And remind me, wasn't there a Conforto player of the month last year that was a gold? Maybe I'm tripping, I don't remember, but I thought there was a Conforto last month player of the month card, or last year, and I can't remember, I don't know, but I think Conforto should probably get one for the month of September. Another guy to keep an eye on for a possible player of the month card is going to be also from the National League East. It's going to be Anthony Rendon from the Washington Nationals. Now, a lot of people feel like Rendon should probably be diamond, and if you look at his card, he's really not that far off, so, and it's honestly possible he could get a diamond in the next roster update, which, if that's the case, I don't necessarily see him getting a player of the month, but either way, Rendon had a very, very strong month of September. I do think he could get a player of the month card. He hit 352 with a 439 on base, a 657 slugging, and a 1.096 OPS. He had 37 hits this month. 37, that's a lot of hits. That's the second most hits in the entire league, only behind one other player that I actually also have on this list, who I'm going to talk about next. But the strikeout to walk ratio was really nice. He's obviously going to play fine defense. He's going to be able to hit the ball. Like I said, if he gets a diamond in the roster update, I doubt he'll probably get a player of the month card, because if he's going to get a player of the month card, it's pretty much got to be a diamond. You're not just going to throw another gold Anthony Rendon in there. So I think, yes, possibly he could get a diamond player of the month card. It's up in the air for me. And the same thing goes for Charlie Blackmon, guys. I do think Charlie Blackmon is definitely deserving of a player of the month card in September. Will he get it? I don't know. I feel like it might depend on the roster update. If he does get one, I think it's got to be a high diamond, like a 93 or something like that. But if you look at the numbers, this man killed it. Obviously, like I said, Anthony Rendon had 37 hits. He was second in the entire league in hits in the month of September, only behind Charlie Blackmon, who had 38. So Charlie Blackmon led the entire major leagues in hits in the month of September. He had a 349 average, a 410 on base, a 624 slugging, and a 1.034 OPS. He had 6 home runs, 14 RBIs. He had the strikeout to walk ratio. The vision would probably be the same. 23 runs scored, 10 doubles. He'd probably get a power buff on both sides, versus righties and lefties. But it's like I said, the same thing about Anthony Rendon. If he gets a diamond in the roster update, probably won't get one in the player of the month. Just my thoughts. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but we'll see. So those are my player of the month predictions, guys. Honestly, I really feel like Corey Knable might be the guy. Like, with the month he had, 15 innings, no earned runs, 30 plus strikeouts to only like 3 walks. I personally think that he is the best option for a player of the month card in the month of September, and I hope SDS listens to that, because we could use another solid reliever in the game. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Do you disagree with any of my picks? Do you think that I should have talked about somebody else? There's a couple other guys, like Castellanos had a really good month, and, you know, countless other guys had good months of September. I just chose to focus on 8 guys who I think maybe get the set. Either way, let me know down in the comments what you think. Drop a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.